Hello, everyone. I am the host of Grasp Confidence Podcast. My name is Tara LaFon Gooch, and today I want to introduce to you a new sub-series called Wellness Made Simple. I will be co-hosting episodes with my friend and colleague, Josh Rimany, because true lasting confidence starts within, and your mental and physical health are the foundation of your best self. Hey, Josh. On the last episode, we talked about magnesium, and I shared my story, a little bit of it, about how magnesium really helped me overcome anxiety. But this episode, I want to talk about the benefits of omega-3, and I'll confess, while magnesium is something I take religiously now, I don't miss a day because I know the benefits of it. I sometimes forget to take omega-3s. So, can you help me anchor my memory of why I should take omega-3s every day? What are the benefits of it? Why should people take this?
Great question. One I often talk about. Why we do these mini episodes? Because I've been saying these things one-on-one in my brick and mortar practices forever. And we've done we've done deep dives on our episodes. Like we've talked about omega-3 and the index and why we use it. And I'm fresh off some conversations and some conferences, and I continue down this space of why omega-3s are so important. Like they're foundational. Like think of it as like a pillar, right? They're the omega. Let's back. Purified omega-3s come mostly from fish oil. People understand that, but we don't understand that fish get it from algae. So they eat the algae, they make the oil. We eat the fish oil because it's a little bit easier. We're working on sustainable ways to do that. But the reason we need omega-3s is because it's an essential fatty acid. It's essential, which means you can't get it you can't manufacture it. You don't synthesize it in your body. It's an essential fat. Why is it so essential today? Well, our standard American diets are very low in omega-3s. This isn't just like a nice to have nutrient. This is essential for every cell wall in your body. We did a deep dive on in one of our episodes about how it's one of the master regulatory nutrients in the endocannabinoid system, which is the master regulatory system. So imagine just regulating the system that regulates systems, right? One. But because our ratios of omega-6 to omega-3 in our diet is so high in omega-6, it makes this ratio off. And at the end of the day, that means lots of inflammation. We live, eat, and breathe a lot of inflammation, which becomes a downstream effect to inflammation and the immune system, because inflammation and immune are the same. The long of the short is 50% of Americans die of cardiovascular disease. It's the biggest problem. It's still the biggest problem. And one of the reasons why cardiovascular disease, cardio and vascular, is a problem is because our blood vessels aren't healthy, and there's a lot of things going on. There's no one causal effect, but we have linked deficiencies in omega-3 to inflammation, which can cause all these downstream effects. So here's the stat I want everybody to know. Everybody knows cardiovascular disease is the number one cause of killer in the country, in the world. Well, that doesn't relate to anything, right? It just says, yes, it's a problem. How do we fix it? Well, I relearned this stat. Omega-3 should be with everybody. Like unless you're eating really good, sustainably caught salmon 3 days a week, you probably don't have enough of this guy. And there's so many reasons why, but let's get down to the nitty gritty here. Of that 50% of people that have and will die of mortality of cardiovascular disease, 35%, this is a huge thing. So 35% of the 50% of people that get cardiovascular issues, not just dying, but issues. We know if it's the cause of you to die, but that's what you have. Well, 35% of people that have cardiovascular condition, what do you think the first symptom of them understanding they had that condition is?
Oh my gosh. I have no idea.
So think about it. Like if you were to just uncover that you had a cardiovascular disease, because most people, it's not heart attack, it's not like blood lipids. The first symptom is sudden death.
No way.
Imagine the first
That's
symptom
hardly a
ever
symptom.
knowing you have cardiovascular disease is sudden death.
Oh my God, that's terrifying.
So here's why omega-3 is really important. Because and most of them, like, guys, I always talk science. Like there's studies around this. You just can't look at them the same way you look at drugs. They're in there. They're in the science. Imagine reducing that sudden death by 90%.
90%? Did you say 90%?
If you have omega-3 levels up to 8 to 11% in your blood. So you need to take omega-3s because they're anti-inflammatory. They help balance out all the inflammatory things going on. They help the lipids. They help all the things, right? We know the benefits of omega-3s. It's the number one selling supplement in the world. We know it's important. But if we could reduce the risk of somebody dying sudden death with cardiovascular disease by percentages like that, holy moly, that we just changed 50 million lives in one supplement and one lab. Now, can we prove that? No, we got to do studies to show, but we do know the science that says if you optimize, this is why we put it in our little test kit in our kit, is we give you the supplement, but then we test your levels and we make sure that your levels are optimized to that 8 to 11%. If people want a deep dive on that, we did an episode with the founder of the omega-3 index. The problem is it's the best test your doctor would never ask you to get. Like it's an over-the-counter finger stick. It's not very difficult to test those levels rather than you just saying fish oil is good for me. It's like, no, levels get up. I know cardiovascular disease can go down. It's proven. So the impact we can get, this is why I love these episodes, these little mini tidbits, is if I got one level of information or awareness back into me, said once someone's aware, they cannot be unaware. You can choose not to do something with it, but you know too on your podcast, right? You're confident. But when we make a choice, the choice is, well, now which omega-3, what's the da-da-da-da-da. Well, that's why we made it simple for people. Like, just do this, do it well. We've curated these product. You got to make sure it's purified. It's not got full of impurities, that you're getting the right amounts of EPA and DHA, all that fun stuff. We know what we can do with that. It's not taking something and I think it's like being guided. Let's get the levels. Let's take the supplement I'm using. Let's take the brand and the version. We use triglyceride form a lot because it's a very stable, easy thing to take, and it's not very expensive. Again, best quality on the planet for the price. But I did the calculations. I said, if we have this many people that die from cardiovascular disease, and we have this many people that have cardiovascular disease, and we could help benefit people from moving down that path of dying from it, right? And getting someplace started where we're optimizing. In 3 years, we could reverse some of these things, like in a global way, which is, I think that's where the impact is. The simple thing. It's just a simple thing.
So simple. And what I heard from you is we have a high inflammation in general, right, within our bodies. Our diets are highly inflammatory. Our environments are highly inflammatory. And if we don't counteract that with something, it could lead to heart disease or disease in general in our body. If it's not heart disease, it's something else, right? Because inflammation does lead to disease.
Inflammation is the root cause
The root cause.
of inflammatory conditions cause a dysregulation of the immune system, which is why
Yeah.
you get inflamed. Now, nobody's going to disagree that our standard American diet is highly processed, which means it's
Right.
got a ton of omega 6s in there. Omega 6s aren't necessarily bad, but in the ratio, hunter gatherers that are eating fish and olive oils and omega 9s and those and the Mediterranean diet, they're rich in these good fats, which keeps the system in balance. We're out of balance, so how do we get back in? This is this is flooding the bathing the body in some omega 3s is a good start, but you still got, 70% of kids' diets these days are ultra processed. They're not containing any nutrient value except lots of chemicals and lots of things not good for us. So let's add something, but also it's good for brain health, foggy brain, like all the things people like are having issues with now. Like we talked about the calming effects and you know, who doesn't want clearer thinking, better, foggy brain, better joint health, less pain. It's not the fix all, but it's again single nutrient optimized with a lab, which gets people to that next step, which says maybe my diet's needs a little work here. Maybe I can be doing some things that are natural. I've used omega 3s myself to pull off. I don't, when I, 20 years ago, when I moved to Charlotte, I had a really bad knee. And the need was because I had chemotherapy and radiation, lots of prednisone, going through my cancer treatment at 16. And the doctor was like, if I had seen your x-ray, I would have thought you were a 75-year-old. We should maybe think about doing surgery. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Let me figure some stuff out. And so omega 3s have been so good for my inflammatory response on my bone on bone, whatever knee. I don't have knee pain anymore. But of course, I have to walk. I have to do my exercise. I have to do low impact things that I need to know because I can't do running. I do cycling. So there's things that we can do. But I swear, like I didn't know much about omega 3 at the time, but I started taking it. And at that time, it was like a little bit of exercise, low impact on the joints. There's plenty other things to do, but why can't we do the simple first?
Oh, well, I will say this. I won't forget to take my omega 3s now. That really resonated. It's going to be part of my daily routine. Thank you, Josh, for teaching me and us about omega 3s and the importance. I'm still shocked. The symptom is sudden death.
The number one symptom for 35% of people with cardiovascular disease, the first thing is sudden death. And it's
None
in
of us would have thought
literature.
that.
I'm happily share this stuff with people because it's not like I make it up. It's like I learned this from colleagues and why I go to this thing. And it's not because I went for the content, but then I came back with that information. It was like, man, if everyone knew that we could change that one thing around, we would be saving lives. We are saving lives. This is why we want people to take the things we need them to take in a very simple, easy to learn manner. You can always expand and grow your health and wellness. In fact, that's the other stat. People maybe be thinking like it's too late or, I'm not in really good health or, it's so confusing or this and that. And it's like, no, that's why we started Wellness Made Simple. So we can get that done first. And if you stick with it and do these many, many things that build on each other, you can reverse many, many chronic diseases and conditions based on lifestyle and doing simple right.
I love that, Josh. What's on the next episode? What are we talking about on the next one?
I'm gonna finish up the trifecta with vitamin D and why it's so dang important for everybody to optimize that number because vitamin D is crucial and essential as well. And that will wrap up our trio of supplements that we put in our kit. That says everybody that's on this ride with us, you get this because everybody needs it.
I love that. All right. I'll see you in the next episode, Josh.
All right, guys, that's a wrap.